Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So, I don't have too much time, but I did want to start us off because we're about to go into we're gonna make our first game lobby. So I kind of found the guy. I'm gonna throw his page on stream, which is I feel like always best. Barry's Development Hell. This is the guy. I'm gonna do his whole course, right, or whatever he has so far. So from here to here. I don't know how many, six videos? Six videos. So we're gonna go from there. Follow along. And hopefully, I'm probably only gonna do this for about 30 minutes because I do have to jet out of here. But when I made the other video, I literally just found him, so it just kind of worked out in his own favor. But we're gonna play him, and then we're gonna use his tutorial, and then we're gonna put together the cards. So I'm gonna show you guys what we got so far. So we have start button works, these don't work, free play does work, and we have this. So we have search for match and play with friends, and then the back button works, the main menu works, and the exit button works. So no bugs. Let me see what these errors are. But that's fine. So it's things that we just don't use, which is cool. But yeah, so let's play this one more time. So yeah, so we're good to go. So I mean, I could put a um, print button, but I just don't want to do all that right now. We're fine with everything. This this is gonna be the lobby. So again, you feel me? I don't want you guys to get stuck on how simple it looks because again, we are definitely doing cosmetic stuff last. I feel like everything, because all this can be switched out, which is cool. It can be refigured. It's as long as it works. That's my biggest point. So, I think that I guess is a good point to put it in now. If you guys know, so I don't know, in order to make this really work. So I think like once we get this test phase out the way, and I get start importing the cards and things like that. Um, I'm going to release this on the Discord, right? So if you guys do want to play, I'm gonna release on the Discord. But what I want to do is figure out. So I don't know how to do the multiplayer aspect. Like that's number one. So if you guys have any videos that talk about adding multiplayer to the Go, to Godot, Godot, yeah. That's a tongue twister. I don't know why. It's a very simple word. Maybe it's because it's not English. But anyway, um, yeah. So if you guys have any videos on like adding multiplayer to games in the Godot engine, link them. Just link them in the bottom for me so I can go check them out. But like I said, once we get this done, it won't. It'll be only the play with the friends will work. Not search for match. I think it'll be like play with friends. Actually, I guess that would make sense because we'll have to have a friends list or something. So maybe search for match or something. I don't know how I would do it, but it'll be one of the two buttons will only work. I don't know which one. Probably play with friends, to be honest. I think I can probably set that up. Just don't know how. And so I don't know. I don't know the whole server situation. And like, I mean, do I have to make my own server or I don't know. So if you guys have any insights, if you watch this, have any insights or come across a good video, link it down below. Without further ado, so let's just jump right into it. So I know that um, for sure, what we have to do is
Position equal to a new vector 2
we're gonna
use
start all the
position.
way over.
Card games like Slay the Spire, Balatro, and Stacklines have been exploding in popularity recently, and in this video series, I'm going to show you how to create some fundamentals.
I think that one thing I had to do too, before we get into it, I'm gonna download the default cards, and I think I'm going to do. I think the creature cards are the ones that are no, they're not. Not updated. Um, Dragonborn cards. Let's see if the Dragonborn cards are done. They're not. They're not done. Um, Human cards. Maybe the human. I think the human ones are done. I think the human ones are done. So that's 207 cards. Yeah, the human cards are done. So I'm going to download these. Okay. I was like, why isn't that working? Uh, I probably put a function in just because it's a test one. Oh snap! Just because it's a test one. This feels good. My goodness. I don't know. Bones are popping. I like that. Yeah. So this is just gonna be sure. Because let's just put it all in the same. Let's just put it all in the same folder. I should probably have I have everything in my A sprite folder, but I should probably take that out. It's fine for now though. We won't complain. It's okay. I do need to do a 2D scene. I know that for a fact. Let's uncompress this so we can add that into. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna randomize. I think I'm just gonna randomize these cards, and then who is that? My phone wants me to get the walking today. I think I just might. So yeah, so we got the cards in there. Um, where's the video? So let's go back to
That
this.
can be molded to any type of card game you want to create. My name is Barry, and in this first video, I'm going
Hey
to show you
Barry,
how to create cards and implement the logic for dragging them around the screen. So of course, to get started, you're going to need to install Godot. The version I'm using is
got that
4.3,
Barry?
and if you don't have that version, you can go into the latest stable downloads and make sure that you're using 4.3. Otherwise, there might be some slight differences in the tutorial, but you'll still be able to follow along.
I just subscribed to Barry
So
by
now
the
I have
way
Godot
too.
downloaded, I'm going to go ahead and press create new project. Then we'll just give it a project name here and just press create. And so now we're loaded into the Godot editor. We're going to go up here and press 2D scene because we're going to be making a 2D card game. And then we're going to go up here to our node 2D it gave us, and we're going to rename this. I'm just going to call it main. And then if I hit Control S on my keyboard, we can just save this scene. And I'm just going to call it main.tscn. And so our first objective here is we want to get a card rendering to the screen. So we want to right click up here on main. We're going to add child node, and we're going to search for something called sprite 2D. I'm going to double click it here. And then the next thing we want to do is we need to import a texture. So I have this one I prepared earlier on my desktop. That's a light that was a free asset I found online, and I used a little bit of Photoshop to make it look like.
Uh, let me see. So let's go over here. And game folder, Voyager Legends, cards. What card do we want to import? I made a card for my friend. I made a card for my friend, so I guess we'll just use that one. Damn, these joints are big. Damn. These joints are big as hell. Holy shit. Damn. Uh, I guess I gotta resize these joints. This isn't the right screen size anyway, but if you were to, okay, it's technically not the right screen size regardless, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna combat that, but problem for another day, I guess.
Like a card. and I'll leave that for download in the description along with the original of the knight. And so now what we can do is we can go ahead and click our Sprite 2D here, and now we can just click and drag our knight into the texture property in the inspector. And we're just going to, with our Sprite 2D selected, make sure that this centered box is ticked under offset because it's going to be really handy for dragging cards around later. And now we're just going to drag this card into the center of the screen and hit play up here. We can just pick select current to set this scene as our main scene. And now you can see we've successfully got a card rendering to the screen. And the next thing we want to work on is adding some collision to the card so we can interact with it. But before we do that, I'm going to go up here to main, I'm going to right click, and I'm actually going to create a child node, and I'm going to create a node 2D. And I'm going to call this card, and this is just to keep all the relevant card nodes in one place. So we can take our Sprite 2D here, and we'll child it to card, and when we do our collision stuff later, we can child it to card as well, just group everything together. And I'm going to rename Sprite 2D to card image. Then to get our collision set up, we can right click card, create new node, and we're going to add an area 2D. And this is actually going to give us a warning, and if we look at this, it's because it wants some sort of collision. So we're going to right click our area 2D, add child node, and we're going to add a collision shape 2D. And then when we select this collision shape 2D, it's also going to give us a warning just because we have to go over here into the inspector and set this shape property, and we're just going to set it to rectangle 2D. But now you can see our collision nodes are kind of up here in the top left, and our card is like away from them. So we're gonna, with our card image selected, click and drag it up here, and we can use this orange crosshair, which is the center of the card, and just make sure it aligns with that X and Y line right there, so everything is centered, including the area 2D and collision shape. And now if you select the collision shape 2D, you can see it gives you these little things that we can stretch and just fit over the card. It probably won't fit perfectly if you have that centered box tick from earlier, but it'll be close enough. So now that's done, we can actually go ahead and extract card and all the nodes into its own scene. So if we right click and save branch as scene on card and name it card.tscn, centered box tick from earlier, but it'll be close enough. So now that's done, we can actually go ahead and extract card and all the nodes into its own scene. So if we right click and save branch as scene on card and name it card.tscn, you can now see that because we want many cards in our card game, now we just have to take card.tscn, drag it into main, and we just made a second card. Next, we actually want to add the functionality for being able to drag our cards around. So we need to add a script, and we don't want to add this script onto the card itself because then the logic will exist for every card instantiated. So instead, let's go to main, add child node, create a new node 2D, and then we can go ahead and call this card manager. And then for every card we have, we can just child it to card manager. Then I can right click on card manager, and I can attach script, and we can just call this card manager. And now inside this script, we want to be able to detect a left click. So I'm going to create a new function called input, and this is actually manager. And now inside, let's go to main, add child node, create a new node 2D, and then we can go ahead and call this card manager. And then for every card we have, we can just child it to card manager. Then I can right click on card manager, and I can attach script, and we can just call this card manager. And now inside this script, we want to be able to detect a left click. So I'm going to create a new function called input. And this is actually a function from Godot itself, so make sure that the spelling and everything of this is the same as I have it. And this function is going to take in an event, which is going to be when you left click. And then we're just going to have an if statement here to check if the event is input event mouse button, and if it's a left click, then we're just going to print click. So now if we actually go ahead and run this, and we go ahead and open the output down here, make sure it's open, and if we click in our game view, you're going to see it prints click, but actually it's going to print it twice for one click because it prints when you click and when you release click. So to split those into two separate actions, I'm going to replace that print click with an if statement saying if event.press will print left click, and then I'll add an else and we'll print left click released. So let's just run that and make sure it works. So now if we left click in here, we'll print left click down the output, and if we release it, we'll get left click released. And now what we want to do is we want to detect if there's a card when we left click. So down here where we have print left click, I'm just going to add this comment to raycast check for card. And then down here we're going to create a new function, or call this function raycast check for card, but you can call it whatever you want.
Hmm. I'm trying to learn how to. I want to learn how to type without looking at the keyboard. This is not a skill that I've ever picked up. I know you can practice, but that is just not. That is not something I'm going to
And this
add to
is
my
just going to be
plate.
some code I'm basically taking from the Godot documentation, so you can copy this kind of exactly. This is just to set up a raycast, just to return whatever is under our cursor when we click. So we're going to basically here the important thing is these parameters that we're creating. We're going to set the parameter of the position to our mouse position, so get global mouse position, and we're going to make sure that collide with areas equals true because our car collision is an area 2D.
What's interesting, I think, what's interesting to say for myself, is that this is why I think a couple videos I was saying that this is I'm learning this stuff, out of necessity. You know what I mean? And so I don't really have like the luxury of dedicating like an enormous amount of time uh to learn it like as a whole. Although I would like to, you know what I'm saying? Like uh physics. Cause I know capitalization matters in this joint. Um, I'm just trying to see if it's gonna pop up. I don't think it is. Physics point. Yeah, it does pop up, so it's right there. So yeah, it's just like just one of those things. It's just I would like to learn it. You feel me? But I don't know. I just don't. I don't have the luxury of just like let me just spend an abundant amount of time learning it from like the ground up. But which I probably should. I think it's just like hyper specific. Like even with the drawing in particular, you know what I'm saying? It was like yes, I would like to learn the. I wonder if that was just gonna. Oh, I guess not. It's like yes, I would like to learn the fundamentals of drawing things like that, right? Like I really would. I would like to learn how to learn just the different things that are necessary, right? Like vanishing points and just kind of like all this stuff specifically. But I gotta learn, hyper specific. Like I gotta specifically learn how to make comics. You know what I'm saying? Like that is literally the only goal. But I will say that in some point, right? When at some point when what time is it? 11:30. I said that I would come there at 1 o'clock. So I mean, just pause. I'm just pause for 2 seconds, guys. I just want to see how far away of the drive this is, real quick. 45 minutes. I did tell her 1 o'clock, one ish. So I'm gonna say like 1:30. You know what I'm saying? So an hour would be. So I could leave if I leave in 30. Um, But I probably take easy. I probably take the easy pass too, and then so that probably shave a little bit of time off that, so it shouldn't be that bad. So yeah, I'll go for another 30, and then I'll print this out, and I will and then we'll just go from there. But yeah, it's just hyper specific stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing, and it's nothing that you I can do about that because I feel like in order to give you guys the maximum amount of entertainment. You feel me? Like this is what I had to, was what I had to do. You know what I mean? And again, this is there's nothing I don't I'm not upset about anything about that or anything. It's just that it does suck because I would like to learn because even like looking at this code, it's like some of these things I just don't know. What a lot of it means. Like raycast, I have no idea what raycast is, which I probably should, but I just don't. You know what I mean?
And we're going to set our collision mask to 1,
Oh, let me
and
just
then we can just save this as a variable called result, and we can print that variable. And now we actually have to call this function to get all this code to run. So if we call it,
And just like my man. Damn, I forgot his name already. We'll find out in the next video. But yeah, just like he was saying, like from what I'm gathering, you feel me? Like what he's putting in, he said this is just like basic stuff. Like this is stuff that it's not like making code. This is like in this system, like you do need this for certain stuff. It's like I would like to know things like that. Like I would like to already know stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I know if I took this, straight, if I just learned straight like coding for like 4 to 6 months, I would definitely probably be a fucking beast. You know what I'm saying? Like in my own am I tripping? What key did I just hit? Huh. Print result. Now why? Huh, spelling math is everywhere. Yeah, but if I again, if I took the 6 months, you feel me? I would definitely, I would say I would be a beast of my own, right? Because I would understand like just the way I don't know. I always wonder if this is like a level of like, I wonder what kind of mental affliction, causes something like this. But I can really, I really can take in uh information, right? Like in 2 weeks, I'll have an understanding of something. If I did like 2 weeks straight, if that was all I was doing, reading all that, and I don't know if that's a lot of time or a little bit of time, but I can get the understanding of what I'm looking at, right? After like 2 weeks or so, you feel me? And if I really dedicate it, it could be a little shorter than that, but it's a priority thing for me. Like, do I is it life or death? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to cause me to like, go hungry tomorrow? Like, it's like a situation like that. Just depending on how bad I need it, just kind of depends on like how fast I can grasp it. So I can get to understand like the basic concepts of stuff. And I should probably finish this code before I test it out. Because I feel like I'm rapping. Yeah, I feel like I said I was gonna go for another 30, but I feel like I should start getting ready, to be honest. Um, I mean, I feel like I feel like I'm teetering on um, being fast and be
Basically
late.
where we have today.
So what I think I'm gonna do is, yeah, I think I'm gonna pause it for now. I'm gonna pause it for now. And we'll pick it back up when I get back in. Um, yeah, we'll pick it back up when I get back in. But yeah, yes. I mean, but just kind of like just to just talk a little bit more. I think that it's just one of those things that I'm just kind of just tend to think to myself like, man, I would like to learn this stuff wholeheartedly. You feel me? Because it's fun. I think like even with painting, it's fun. Like I think it's exciting. Learning how to paint because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that does go through my head, and I've never been able to figure out how to put it on paper. You know what I mean? Like I just haven't, and it's never really been a necessity of mine. Like it's not, it doesn't help me, you know, to I guess um, work things out. You know what I mean? Like so it's I never feel like, oh, I gotta escape and write down. But I do have a lot of ideas, and it is nice. I'm not gonna say it would be because I've been doing it recently. It is nice, having an idea and then able to really be able to create it in that specific medium. Like for the game, for instance, you feel me? Like this is exciting. Like this is exciting. You know what I mean? Like this is it may not be what I expected. You know what I mean? It may not be what I had in mind, but um it's here, right? I mean it's here, it's active. You feel me? Like I'm getting there. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, this is just a crazy moment. You feel me? Like, I think this is just something that I've had this idea for this game for months now, and I've never been able. And again, I've showed you guys the tabletop simulator. I did it on tabletop simulator, but it's that wasn't good enough for me. Like, I'm like, man, I want other people to play. I want to play with other people. Like, I want it to be solid. You know what I'm saying? And so Taylor Pop Cylinder wasn't really going to do it. To showcase it for sure, like it was cool to showcase it, show the vision, but to actually bring it to life, completely different story. Like completely different story, man. So I think that this is it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting to be able to do it, like bring it to this point. You know what I'm saying? And now just working on the game itself in general. It's a crazy feeling, and even with like the drawing, I promise you, like once I get down to a point where like I can learn how to sketch, I can sketch human anatomy, I can do like the hair. Like if once I figure that part out, oh man, we're gonna go so crazy. We're gonna go so crazy. Like I'm still learning line work. I'm still trying to get my line work down. I feel like I'm getting a lot better with it for sure. Um, when I probably eventually I'll show you guys. I have this like TikTok where I just dump a bunch of like all this stuff I've been working on for that day. I just dump it on TikTok. I'll pull it up. I don't know the name because I just made I just made the TikTok and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? But I think eventually I will. I'll show you guys. I'll pull it up on video and stream, and I'll show you guys some of the stuff. But it is cool. It's cool. It's, finally just getting the hang of certain stuff and just rocking it out. But it's fun. I mean, I think like I for me the most excitement comes from like just getting it out there, like because I feel like in the retrospect, I do understand the notion of like you do have to have a good ready for market product, but the more I get into this and the more I'm just kind of rocking with you guys, it's not to me, it's not like having a perfectly polished, thing, right? Like the comics, you feel me? Like the first comic I do is gonna be free. It's free. It's a free comic. You feel me? Like I just want you guys to read it. You know what I mean? I want you guys to just start getting into the story. It's free. I want all you guys to be able to access it. This game, Voyager Legends, is going to be free. Like I talked about it. I don't know. It has to somehow make money. So I'm trying to figure that part out. Um, but it's going to be free to play. Like it's going to be free to play. So you know just any like stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's like yeah, you know what? I just thought about this crazy idea. I just thought about this crazy idea, man. But yeah, it's just like I want this stuff to be free, and I wanted to grow with you guys. You feel me? Like this is why it was important for me to do this one instead because it's like I think with this game we can kind of evolve it to where it's supposed to be because I think that like in terms of game style, like I think this is going to be like pixel art is what I have the ability to do, right? These look like game cartridges. These were supposed to be cards, but these look like game cartridges. But I thought that's funny. But I think like pixel art is something that I can do, right? Like pixel art is something that I have spent enough time to figure out how to do it, right? And I mean this is it's not the best stuff in the world, but this is what I got so far. If you feel me, like this is what I got. This is what I got going. And I mean, I'm proud of that. You feel me? I'm proud of that. This has always been, crazy exciting. You feel me? I forgot to change the color of her wings. I'll do that later. But yeah, this is just crazy exciting and to be able to take these, make them move, bring them to life, and put them inside the game. It's insane. It's literally insane. So again, it's just the notion of just like building and growing with you guys. I just feel like this is something that I just it's an experience and it's a feeling that I really just can't let go, and I'm really like happy that I'm able to do it. And I think that building a team, like I don't want to be like credited as like a solo developer. Like for sure, doing it myself to get it going. Like yeah, I'll definitely take that. I'll take um that luggage, that baggage and put it on my back. But this has to be a team effort. Like I want to work with the team with this one. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to work with people who know what they're doing, and I want to learn. You feel me? So I can contribute to the team. You feel me? But this is like a team. To me, I want to build a team. I want it to be like a whole community. I wanted to go crazy with it. So I just I was a quick little rant. You feel me? I ain't gonna make it go too crazy. You feel me? Because I feel like I yap. You feel me? That's your boy. So it's yeah, I feel like it's a little emotional. It's a little fun, but it's just I feel like it's just all in good spirit. You know what I mean? And I think that being able to bring it this far, it's just a feeling that I've been trying to work for years now. You feel me? Like ever since I thought about this, I sat in my room in a dark night when it's raining, and I said, "Man, what else is out there in the universe?" You feel me? And that was really just the thought. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it something. I'm gonna make something too. What I'm trying to do? And it was really a thought because I was just bored. You know what I'm saying? I got off work. It was just a long day, and I was just kind of bored. I didn't feel like doing anything. And I liked it and I ran with it and here it is. So I feel like the me 5 years ago, 6 years. Oh, damn, how long ago was that? 5 year, 5 years ago. Yeah. So me 5 years ago. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. The me 5 years ago, he'd be fucking proud of shit. He'd be proud of shit. He definitely would have been like, damn, I should have did this shit sooner. You feel me? Because I feel like all the stuff that I did, and it was fun. All the stuff that I did was definitely necessary. You feel me to get to this point, and everything that I've done has been necessary to get to this point. You feel me? And so like I'm never really mad at that part, but it's like I know deep down he'll say like, shit, I wish at least I picked it up, but I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about. I mean, I know about coding and shit, but I didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is. It is what it is. But we know about it now, and so like he just be proud. Me 5 years ago, be proud that we able to do this. You know what I'm saying? He would have been like, yo, that's crazy. He'd be like, nah, that's crazy. Even in some of the drawings, he would be like, that's crazy. Like, man, it's a good feeling. So without further ado, you feel me? Again, I'm gonna leave it at that. And from here on out, we're only up from here. So without further ado, this is your captain signing out.